Good morning, students. In last lecture, we have seen the introductory part of transition and inter-transition metals. In that lecture, we have also seen the general electronic configuration of transition metal elements. And we know that the transition metal elements having 4 series that are nothing but 3D series, 4D series, 5D series and 6D series. And all detail of electronic configuration that I have also seen in the last lecture. And we have also seen how to remember the different elements and their electronic configuration of series 3D and 4D. Just I will repeat within 1 minute. To remember the first 3D series, we have converted the all elements name in one phrase. What we call that? That are remembering by considering the phrase or remembering the phrase सचिन तेंदुलकर वर्ल्ड क्रिकेट में फिर कोई नया कप जीतेगा. इस तरह हम उसको याद रख सकते हैं. सेकंड सीरीज जो है उसको भी हम अलग तरीके से और अलग फ्रेज यूज करके अपने ध्यान में रख सकते हैं. सुन तेरी वाली कार में फिर कोई ना कोई जाएगा. दोनों में से कौन से भी किसी भी तरह आप ध्यान रख सकते हैं. अपना एम क्या है कि खाली हमको ध्यान रखना है. Let us see the second bit of this topic. This is a very important bit according to the view of our board exam as well as CET, NEET and JEE exam. What is that? The trends in atomic properties of first transition series. Here we have to study what is the trend of atomic properties of this first transition series that we have to see. That first, the atomic and ionic radii. Then we have to see how the trend of atomic and ionic radii belongs the 3D series takes place. First of all, we have to know the definition of atomic radii and ionic radii to understand this concept. First of all, atomic radii or atomic radius. Atomic radii is nothing but difference between the positively charged nucleus or distance between the positively charged nucleus and outermost cell of an atom is called as atomic radii. Second definition, that is nothing but of ionic radii. Ionic radii is nothing but the distance between the positively charged nucleus and the electron which is present in the outermost cell is known as ionic radii. And let us we have to see how the atomic and ionic radii vary. First of all, the general trend of atomic and ionic radii as we move from scandium to zinc or from left side to right side in 3D series or first transition series, we know that as we move from left to right, atomic number goes on increases. As atomic number goes on increases, the atomic and ionic radii goes on decreases step by step. And one another thing that we have to know, what is that? When we write the electronic configuration of all these transition series, while writing, let us see, when we write the electronic configuration of scandium having the atomic number 21, we know that first 3D1, one electron will enter in 3D subcell and then 2 electrons are in 4s subcell. And we know that 4s subcell filled first before 3D subcell. Why? We know that the difference between or the energy difference between the 4s subcell and 3D subcell is very less according to the Aufbau's principle, and because of that reason the 4s subcell is filled first and then the electron entered in the 3D1 or 3D subcell, that we know that. When writing the electronic configuration at that time, writing the electronic configuration of this 3D series, we can write or the electron enters in n-1d subcell, n-1d subcell, or we have also called that, what we call that, it is also known as penultimate cell. What does it mean? Penultimate means last but one. The last cell is nothing but of 4s, and last but one means that is that of 3D1. And when we writing the electronic configuration and when we move from left to right, at that time the electrons are goes on adding in this 3D subcell one by one. As the electrons are goes on adding step by step or element to element in 3D subcell, at the same time one positive charge is added into the nucleus. Let us see again, or let us understand that concept by taking suppose this is our nucleus. Okay, this is our 3D subcell and this is our 4s subcell. Okay, when we start filling the electrons, or when we start the writing the electrons, electronic configuration, in case of scandium what happens, this in 4s subcell the 2 electrons are already filled and in scandium we know that the electronic configuration is 3d1 4s2. In 3D subcell 1 electron is there, 1 electron comes here. Okay, when we move in titanium, what done? In that case again 1 more electron is added in this 3D subcell. In case of vanadium, 3rd electron. In case of chromium, again next electron. In case of manganese, again next electron. Yeah. When we writing the electronic configuration of corresponding elements, 1 more electron goes on added in the 3D subcell. At the same time 1 proton is also goes on increasing in the nucleus by 1 unit. Okay, and because of that what happens here, another one concept is there. Because of that there is a force of attraction is present between the positively charged nucleus and the electrons which are present in the outermost cell. There is force of attraction is present between the electrons which are present in the outermost cell or outer cell and the positively charged nucleus, and that is known as effective nuclear charge, and it is denoted by the sign Zeff, or it is known as effective nuclear charge. Then what is effective nuclear charge? Effective nuclear charge is nothing but the force of attraction between positively charged nucleus and the electrons which are present in the outermost cell. Again, when the electrons are, whatever may be the electrons are present in the 3D subcell, the electrons at the same times the electrons repels the electrons which are present in the 4s subcells. इसको हम अच्छी तरह से ऐसे समझ सकते हैं, जब भी हम इलेक्ट्रॉन फिल करना शुरू कर देते हैं 3D सबसेल में, उस टाइम क्या होता है, एक इलेक्ट्रॉन 3D सबसेल में एंटर हो जाता है. उसी समय जब इलेक्ट्रॉन 3D सबसेल में एंटर होता है, उसी समय जितने इलेक्ट्रॉन्स 3D सबसेल में ऐड हुए उतना चार्ज अपने न्यूक्लियस पे बढ़ता है. और अपना जो न्यूक्लियस है, पॉजिटिवली चार्ज्ड न्यूक्लियस और जो लास्ट ऑर्बिट में 2 इलेक्ट्रॉन है, इन दोनों के बीच में जो फोर्स ऑफ अट्रैक्शन रहता है उसको हम इफेक्टिव न्यूक्लियर चार्ज बोलते हैं, इफेक्टिव न्यूक्लियर चार्ज. एंड बिकॉज ऑफ दैट इफेक्टिव न्यूक्लियर चार्ज, here the 3D subcell having diffused shape, it is having diffused shape, and because of having the diffused shape, when we move from left to right, the number of electrons goes on increasing 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10, those, or there are number of electrons are present in the 3D subcell, though it is shows, or it seemed less shielding effect. It seemed less shielding effect, and showing the less shielding effect, what happens? The effective nuclear charge goes on increases. Effective nuclear charge goes on increases. What does it mean? Effective nuclear charge increases means the strong attraction is present and the positively charged nucleus pull inward the outermost cell, and because of that atomic and ionic radii decreases. As we move from left to right or from scandium to zinc, atomic number goes on increases. As atomic number goes on increases, number of electrons present in the d subcell is also goes on increases. Though while the 3d subcell has diffused shape, and because of having diffused shape, they are having less shielding or less screening, and because of that they are having more effective nuclear charge, and because of more effective nuclear charge, atomic and ionic radii goes on decreases from left to right. The trend here the actual trend of this atomic and ionic radii somewhat slight changes. Let us see what happens when we start from scandium to manganese, Mn. What happens? The number of electrons goes on increases up to 5. Initially or in the initial state, less number of electrons are present in the 3d subcell. शुरू में क्या होता है? शुरू में 3d सबसेल में बहुत कम इलेक्ट्रॉन रहते हैं. कम इलेक्ट्रॉन रहने की वजह से क्या होता है? द पॉजिटिवली चार्ज न्यूक्लियस और ये 4s में जो इलेक्ट्रॉन है इसमें से फोर्स ऑफ अट्रैक्शन इफेक्टिव न्यूक्लियर चार्ज जो रहता है वो ज़्यादा रहता है, यानी कि Z इफेक्टिव न्यूक्लियर चार्ज इज ग्रेटर दैन द स्क्रीनिंग इफेक्ट. We have to also know that what is meant by the screening effect. Screening effect is nothing but the effect shown by the electrons which are present in the 3d subcell. ये 3d सबसेल में जो भी इलेक्ट्रॉन हम भरते हैं, इलेक्ट्रॉन की संख्या ज़्यादा बढ़ने के कारण ये इलेक्ट्रॉन्स, ये पॉजिटिवली चार्ज्ड न्यूक्लियस और ये आउटरमोस्ट 4s सेल में जो इलेक्ट्रॉन है, इन दोनों के बीच में ये सील्ड प्रिपेयर करते हैं. इसको हम स्क्रीनिंग इफेक्ट और स्क्रीनिंग इफेक्ट बोलते हैं. वो क्या चाहते हैं? वो ये इलेक्ट्रॉन्स ये नहीं चाहते कि ये पॉजिटिवली चार्ज्ड न्यूक्लियस और ये लास्ट के ऑर्बिट में और लास्ट सबसेल में प्रेजेंट हुए दो इलेक्ट्रॉन, इन दोनों के बीच में फोर्स ऑफ अट्रैक्शन रहे, इन दोनों के बीच में स्ट्रॉन्ग अट्रैक्शन रहे. ये 3d इलेक्ट्रॉन नहीं चाहते. इसको हम सील्डिंग इफेक्ट और स्क्रीनिंग इफेक्ट बोलते हैं. सील्डिंग और स्क्रीनिंग इफेक्ट बोलते हैं. ओके, शुरू में हम जब स्कैंडियम से मैग्नीज तक जाते हैं तो नंबर ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन्स आर लेस. इनिशियली द नंबर ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन्स आर लेस, and because of that, having the number of electron less, there is a strong force of attraction is present. It means force of attraction or attractions are more than repulsion, and because of that, or in other words we can say that effective nuclear charge is greater than the screening effect, and because of that atomic radii decreases. Secondly, or in the middle of the series, means in case of ferrous, cobaltile, nickel, what happens? The subcells are half filled means more number of electrons are present, and because of having more number or because of presence of more number of electrons in this 3d subcell, what happens? The force of attraction and the force of repulsion becomes equal, or in other words we can say that effective nuclear charge is nothing but equal to the screening effect. यानी कि क्या हो जाता है? फोर्स ऑफ अट्रैक्शन जो है पॉजिटिवली चार्ज्ड न्यूक्लियस एंड ये 4s के इलेक्ट्रॉन के बीच में रहता है O, और ये इलेक्ट्रॉन नंबर ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन बढ़ जाने के कारण फोर्स ऑफ रिपल्शन ये दोनों बैलेंस कर जाते हैं. इसका मतलब क्या हुआ? इन द मिडल ऑफ द सीरीज द ट्रेंड ऑफ एटॉमिक एंड आयोनिक रेडिया remain or almost same और कांस्टेंट रहता है, कांस्टेंट, ऑलमोस्ट सेम और कांस्टेंट. और in the last of the series, in case of copper and zinc, in case of copper and zinc, we know that in case of copper having atomic number 29, electronic configuration 3d10 4s1, and in case of zinc atomic number 30, electronic configuration 3d10 4s2. What happened in the both case of copper and zinc? Their d subshell is completely filled, and because of completely filled d subshell, the number of electrons in the 3d subshell is more, and because of having more number of electrons in the 3d subshell, the shielding is more. What does it mean? Shielding is more means repulsions are increased between the 3d electrons of 3d cell and subcell and electrons of 4s subcell. Or in short, we can say that the attractions are less than the repulsions, or we can say that effective nuclear charge is less than the screening effect or effective nuclear charge is less. And because of that reason, in the last of the series we observe there is an somewhat increase in their atomic and ionic radii takes place. Let us see, or let us conclude how that varies by using this table. Let us see here, from starting or in the initial part of the series, from scandium to manganese, what happens in first 5? Let us see the values of atomic and ionic radii in pm. What does it mean in picometer? In scandium 164, 147 goes down, decreases up to what? Manganese 127. And in the middle part of the series, in the middle part of the series, that is from Fe to nickel and last Fe to nickel, what happens here? The value of M positive means monovalent ion or +1 oxidation state. The value of Fe is 126, that is of cobalt 125, and nickel, that is 125. What does it mean? In the middle of the series, the values are almost same or observed almost constant, and in the last of the series, the values of ionic and atomic radii of copper is 128, that is increased, and in case of zinc, that is 137. 137 means that much what we observed there, the values are increased here in the last, okay, because of less attractions and repulsions. But according to the view of our syllabus, here we have to consider only the general trend of atomic and ionic radii across or from or through the 3D series from scandium to zinc. Then what is the general trend? When we move from left to right, as the atomic number goes on increases, the number of electrons present in the 3D subcell also goes on increases, and atomic and ionic radii goes on decreases. And we know that the elements of 3D series or transition metal elements shows variable oxidation states. They shows the variable oxidation states because of having less energy difference or very low energy difference between the 3D and 4s subcell. Okay, because of that reason we have to study the properties of atomic and ionic radii or trend of atomic and ionic radii by using two concepts or in two terms. First, the elements having or same oxidation states. The different elements having same oxidation states. Let us see what happens when different elements or when we consider the same oxidation state of different elements. Here these are the different elements which belongs from scandium to zinc, having same oxidation state. Here we consider the common oxidation state, that is +2 of these transition metal elements. Okay, when we are studying the value of same oxidation state of +2 oxidation state of vanadium, what does it becomes? It becomes 79 picometer. And then that of chromium, what is that? It is 82. Means when we move from left to right or top to bottom or left to right, what happens? The values of M dipositive ions or dipositive ion goes on increases. In manganese it becomes 82, in Fe 77, cobalt 74. Means different elements having same oxidation states. Here we have to specially remember the different values of chromium and copper. Here chromium in monopositive state shows the value or the value of atomic and ionic radii, that is 129 picometer, and that of copper, that is 128 picometer. Or in dipositive state we can observe the value of chromium, that is 82, and the value of copper, that is 73. What it observes? It decreases as atomic number goes on increases or effective nuclear charge goes on increases, the values of atomic and ionic radii goes on decreases. That we conclude. Or in second case, here we know that when first electron, when 4s subshell loses its one electron, at that time the oxidation state is +1 or M positive. When it loses both of its electron, at that time the oxidation state is M dipositive or +2 oxidation state. When 2 electrons from 4s subshell and 1 electron from that 3d subshell loses, at that time M tripositive state or +3 oxidation state becomes. Here we have to consider the various oxidation states of the same elements. Let us study again the trend while considering the various oxidation states of same elements. For that we consider the various oxidation states of the same elements. Here first we consider the vanadium element. Vanadium having its various oxidation states, mean here we are considering specially the +2 or dipositive oxidation state or tripositive oxidation state. The value of vanadium dipositive state or M dipositive having 79 picometer, or in case of M tripositive 64. What does it indicates? The value of highest oxidation state, as the oxidation state is higher or goes on increases, the values are goes on decreases. Here in case of chromium also, in chromium in +2 oxidation state shows the value 82 picometer, or chromium in +3 oxidation state shows 62 picometer value. In case of manganese, that is +2 state 82 picometer, in +3 65. In ferrous +2 oxidation state, the value of atomic and ionic radii, that is 77 picometer, and in M tripositive, that is 65. In case of cobalt 74, 61, and in case of nickel 70 and 60. All the values or all the values of all these elements, what it indicates? It indicates that when the higher oxidation states of elements are get, when the elements having the higher oxidation states, at that time what happens, or in other words the number of electrons goes on increasing in the 3d subshell, means the elements getting the higher oxidation state, at that time what happens, the effective nuclear charge goes on increases, and due to which atomic and ionic radii decreases, the values shows. And here we know that belong or out of these 10 elements, these 3 elements, that is chromium, manganese and ferrous, that is chromium, manganese and ferrous, these 3 elements shows highest oxidation states, Let us compare their atomic and ionic radii value. Chromium in monopositive state shows or gives the ionic or atomic radii, that is 129 picometer, that of dipositive 82, that of tripositive, that is 62. Means as its oxidation state goes on increases, the values decreases. In case of manganese also, there in monopositive 127, in dipositive the value is 82, and in tripositive the value is 65. In case of 126, or in case of ferrous having monopositive ion, the value is 126 picometer. In dipositive, that is the value again becomes 77, and in tripositive state the value is 65. What does it indicate? It shows that when the oxidation state or the when elements getting the higher oxidation states, the values goes on decreases. Or lastly we can say that the elements or the transition metal elements, in transition metal elements from left to right, as atomic number goes on increases, their atomic size also increases, and from left to right the number of unpaired electrons in 3D subshell goes on increases, and because of which its effective nuclear charge also goes on increases from left to right, and cause of which its atomic and ionic radii decreases. Atomic and ionic radii decreases from left to right. All the values are in graph. In graph we can see that how the trends of atomic and ionic radii of these 3D series elements. In graph we can easily observe that in graph the trends of atomic and ionic radii of 3 series is shown there. First 3D series, 4D series and 5D series. In 3D series, in the initially or in 3D series in initial from scandium to manganese, we observe the values of atomic and ionic radii comes or decreases up to manganese, and from manganese or iron to manganese, from ferrous to nickel, we observe on the graph the values of atomic and ionic radii observed or seen somewhat constant. The values of near about constant is observed there. Here we also observe the values are in the graph, or in the last of the graph, that is the values of copper and zinc. The atomic and ionic radii values of the values of copper and zinc are somewhat increased, we observe. And the reason we know that, because in case of copper and zinc the d orbitals are completely filled, and because of filling the completely d orbital, the attractions are less than the repulsions, or the screening effect is more than the effective nuclear charge. Because of that reason we have to observe the total trend of this atomic and ionic radii. In next lecture we have to see the second property or the trends in the atomic properties, or we have to see the trends of this first transition series, that is ionization enthalpy. Next, oxidation state. Okay, thank you.